a shit.
This is a good day, Ragnar Lothbrok. For this is the day the souls of every innocent Christian, man, woman, and child that you and your pagans slaughtered shall escape from their purgatory and sing hallelujah.
Get him up! Bring it!
It's just like the scene in Braveheart. It's the same thing. It's not screaming. If there is a chance that...
You won't broke him, Ayla.
And it's not just that, like, if there is a chance that everything after that exists, he can't scream. He won't scream. Oh my god. Oh. It's so realistic.
How the little piggies will grumble when they hear how the old Paul suffered.
He's so fucking strong.
Still not making a sound though.
What do you think of that? Can't say you won't have respect for him by the end of this. No one's playing with him today. It's not fun anymore.
He's not reacting. Oh. Oh my god, look, they're gonna make me cry, seriously. Oh, Kida.
I don't remember him looking so different in season 1. It's...
He had hair. That's the thing.
yeah.
My brother.
Even Rolo.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
It's almost like he's on the cross. You know?
And those are all the witnesses.
Snake pit?
Yeah. Oh, I used to have one like this.
He was playing with snakes all the time. That's how I can... That's why I had a feeling. The music is doing a good job.
pains me to know that Odin prepares for a feast. Soon I shall be drinking ale from curved horns. I shall wait for my sons to join me. And when they do, I will bask in their tales of triumph. My death comes without apology. And I welcome the Valkyries to summon me home.
Deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies!
You're not even crying?
I got teary-eyed.
I'm a fucking sucker for these scenes, I swear.
Whew. And he's gonna learn that his mother is dead too.
Yeah.
Welcome home, Haima! Welcome home!
Where's Ragnar? King Egbert handed him over to King Ela, knowing that Ela would kill him. Our father is probably dead by now. And we will have to avenge him. We have something to tell you.
Oh no.
Mother is dead. Lagertha killed him. Lagertha is now Queen of Kattegat. And Mother is dead.
You know what's worse? The last time he saw her, he told her, "You don't need to cuddle me, mother. I'm a grown man. I can do whatever I want."
Yeah, but he also said he loved her, so...
Yeah, true. Odin?
I'm trying to remember if we saw that man before, but...
Never, no. Beast is awoken.
And he was told to be ruthless. Intelligently.
Fudge. Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that shot was so powerful, guys.
We know who.
Okay, first of all, I know that some of you said that sometimes when Ivar's eyes are really, really bluish,
It's because of his condition.
because of his condition.
I don't
But
care. I don't
I
care.
do also believe that we got a shot of Ragnar's eyes, the bluish in his eyes, and after that we just saw Ivar's. So in a way, I'd like to think that Ivar's gonna be the one to pursue his father's legacy and his will, his Viking will.
Every
his man
son,
will.
every son of Ragnar inherited a part of their father. I believe that Bjorn is sort of like the king side of Ragnar. You know, the one that is more, the one that's been through enough shit and that knows how to be sage in French, like, you know, wise and make good decisions, not based on his emotions, but based on what he knows. And he's like, he's old now, you know, he's been there. Ivar reminds me more of the Viking side of Ragnar, the one that was friends with Floki, the one that wanted to travel, but also the one that was ruthless when in battle, you know, the one that fought, the one that survived all these years.
I saw it more as the one who was passionate about what he was doing.
But that's the thing, like, I think Bjorn has the passion to travel, whereas, like, he's the adventurer. Whereas Ivar, he's not gonna travel because he wants to travel. He's traveling because he wants to make a name for himself, and in this case, he wants revenge. You know, he wants
the recognition.
He's a Viking through and through. Like, you see the influence of Floki in there for sure.
Yeah.
And he's been, I mean, even his dad told him, like, I want you to come back, and you and your brothers, you're gonna lay revenge, you know, on Egbert. I knew this was what I had a feeling this might be what would happen, and I'm really happy this is what's gonna happen, actually, because Ayla had a reason. You know, I was thinking during the episode that it's hard to hate these guys when you also know that Ragnar attacked them first with his people. And I remember us two in season 1, we did not agree with what was happening, with who they were killing, the innocents, and the pain and terror they were spreading. We did not really agree, and it was really hard. I mean, Ragnar's was an amazing character. But,
Past tense, yeah.
I know. But, it was really hard at the beginning to love these characters because we loved them when they were in Kattegat. We loved them then, but then as soon as they were in England and they started attacking the innocents, we were like, it's hard to share that need for victory here because we're more on the other people's side. Like, they did nothing. So when I see them play with them and stuff, I don't agree. Like, I don't like how they torture them, but at the same time, Ayla is saying, like, you're gonna pay for the lives of the people you stole and stuff. I'm like, it's hard not to agree because he did kill these people. Yes, Ragnar, when he could, he saved innocent people's lives. Like, he did not kill if he did not have a choice, you know. He saw a kid once and he let that kid go. Like, he was like, don't say a word. Same, he did not agree with the torture of the priest, like, or the monk they found. I remember when Athelstan was a Viking. Like, he never really enjoyed hurting people for the sake of hurting people. He was more curious about what they had to teach. But his people, he let them do their thing, you know.
True.
That's who they were. That's how they are. So in a way, and Ayla lost a brother to them. So,
well, technically, Ayla lost his brother because he wanted to trick the Vikings.
He still lost a
believe
brother.
that maybe he would still be alive if you respect.
Well, he wanted to trick them. I don't really remember what went down during that episode.
Ragnar
they
made
were
a deal
attacked.
that for a certain amount of gold, they will leave and make
true.
a peace.
He was greedy.
But Ayla gave an empty chest.
He was greedy.
So yeah, they killed the brother.
He was greedy, but he still lost a brother to them. His need to kill Ragnar was born out of revenge. Egbert did everything from lying to Ragnar, to betraying Ragnar, to killing the people in his settlement, all for his own advancement, so he could become the king. Like, it was greed that sent him down that path. I agree that he loves Ragnar. He admires the man. He is in all, like they are so similar, and he respects him, and this is why he doesn't want to kill him. But I feel like that whole scene where he was like, oh, I've never had to done such a thing, like, and he's feeling really bad about it all, but it's like, you've done terrible things in the past, man, but they were always for your own good, and now for the first time you have to do something that goes against what you want, and this is why it's tearing you apart. So I'm like, Egbert's goals, they were always fueled by greed and personal motivations and stuff. That's why I agree that he deserves revenge, the revenge of the brothers, more than Ayla, who did it all for revenge, basically.
It saddened me so much that even towards the end of his life, Ragnar was still preaching the fact that you cannot be happy. Happiness is nothing. Use your anger.
You don't survive on happiness.
Yeah,
and
but it's not wrong to wish to be happy in life.
I feel like maybe
it's not wrong.
I feel that maybe he's telling that to Ivar because he tried to find his own happiness and all he ever got was sadness. And I feel like maybe he's telling that to him because he wants his son to have a true chance at happiness. So if he focuses on his anger, he's going to survive, and he's going to do what's necessary, what needs to be done, and maybe then get a chance to be happy. But if he focuses on happiness, he might lose everything that makes him happy, and he's never going to truly find that happy place he's after. So it's really tragic. It's really sad that Ivar has to go through that, but there is one guy that needs to go through that, you know?
Well,
he needs to be strong.
If I look at it factually,
yeah.
At the beginning of the series,
he was
Ragnar was happy, but he was with Lagertha,
but not contempt.
It was not. Yeah, he was not. He wasn't content because he wanted to have the legacy he was promised. And if you think about it, he was right. Basically, he took the prophecy of the seer, and he wanted so bad that he destroyed everything.
I love that conversation so much.
Just like with Lagertha, she has been told that she couldn't have any more children anymore. So when she got pregnant, she just didn't care that if he survives or not, because if he doesn't, well, she knew about it already.
Basically, yeah.
And if he did, well, it was a miracle.
Putting your faith in God's or the God's hands, and just accepting that everything happens for a reason. When in reality, there's a huge chance that stuff happens because you let it happen, or because you decided that it would happen. It's almost like it's a trick, you know. We see people that pretend they can see in the future, or they can read, you know, in the palm of your hands and stuff, and we find out that they just looked up your Facebook account, and that's how they know all this stuff. And there is, like, I remember when I was younger, I used to watch Chris Angel when I was working at work, because I mean that was one of the shows that was played. Yeah. And but there was one episode in which he kind of talked about his tricks and how everything worked. And he was saying, you know, if I say
sorry guys.
He was saying, if I say something vague enough, people are gonna see themselves in this vague things, and they're gonna interpret them the way they want. And that's how it works, you know. If I say like, oh, you found something today, and you could be like, well, I found happiness. Oh, well, yeah, there you go. Let's go with it.
That's the thing. When you prophesize, is that the term?
Yeah.
When you prophesize something, does it happen because you saw it happening, or because you said it will happen?
If you really believe that something is going to happen, eventually it's going to happen. But I love that. Basically, I remember, was it season 2? Ragnar was on the mountains, and he was asking questions of the gods, and
season 1
or season 1 maybe.
That one before he killed Earl Lager's father's son. Who,
Harold's no. The first Earl.
Siggy's first husband.
Exactly.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
And
Siggy's first husband.
And he was asking the gods, and he never got the answer. And he had a great conversation with Athelstan after that about, do you ever get like an answer and stuff? We know that Athelstan eventually got signs of his own god, but Ragnar never got anything. And people always told him, like, that's how things have to happen. This is what has to happen. And he faced so much sadness, so much, you know, tragedies and stuff. And if people keep telling him, well, that's how the gods wanted it to happen, he's like, well, then what do I do? Like, do I keep going on and living these tragedies and putting like the fault of everything on the gods? Like, I don't take anything for myself. Like, he did leave Lagertha of his own accord, but it's so easy to say, well, that's because the gods wanted it, you know? So I love that he's always tried to prove that he could take destiny into his own hands, which is why when he heard that he was going to meet Ayla the next day, when he was told that he was going to die, when the blind man sees him right away, sort of something like that, he was like, I succeeded. I defeated the gods, basically. I decided I was going to die when I was going to die, and this is what happened.
The words can be perceived so many ways differently. Right away could have been mean tomorrow or the day after that.
But that's, but
not like in a very far away future. That's the thing.
Which is also why I love that the seer was basically saying, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, maybe I'm in a mistake. Which, like, I think there's many reasons to believe why he didn't say a word or cry when he was tortured. I kind of want to believe that maybe the seer saying, maybe I made a mistake, kind of led him to think, maybe I made a mistake. Like, maybe there is a chance that I could see my loved ones after death. And if there is, I don't want to screw up my chances. So he stayed true. But if that's not what happened, it's still a show of Ragnar's character. Like, Ragnar as a man, Ragnar as a Viking. He stood and he faced all of that. I mean, he chose to be there, but him going back in the cage willingly.
He basically did his own blood eagle.
Yeah, that's it. Like, he was a warrior, and he stayed a warrior. And it's crazy because the people enjoyed it at first, but by the end of the... Just leave him alone.
Our baby is being a tramp, guys.
But yeah, by the end of the episode, no one enjoyed this. Like, it was like killing a man that stood through all that. It reminded me also of Braveheart. Would you stop playing with that thing?
Just like in the movie, by the end of it, people were just screaming for mercy because they couldn't bear to see him suffer anymore.
I mean, they want revenge. They want to see him suffer, but it's not as fun when the person is not fighting back, you know?
No.
And I loved also his speech. Like, it's interesting because he did this because he wanted to die, and he needed to give these people a reason to kill him. By saying nothing, by basically proving them that he was not the monster that they all thought he was.
They kill him for nothing.
Exactly.
Technically.
He would leave them with a sense of, oh shit, we did something wrong.
You thought that it was a monster, a beast, a savage heathen, but he just killed a man.
Exactly.
He just killed a man.
So his speech is genius because he's giving them the spectacle that they want. He's basically opening the door for them not to feel guilty about his death, which means that he took it all upon himself to free them all of their guilt. And it's even in his dying moments, like, he was hurting, he was dying, he chose to be there for sure, but he's still hurting, and he still did the right thing according to him.
True.
It's really, really sad. And I said I was going to talk about this, the snake bit. We had a conversation, you know. They have been foreshadowing Ragnar's death for so long now.
They introduced the snake bit in season 1.
But that's the thing. I knew it was going to happen. Like, I knew it. Then how was it going to happen? I was thinking about this the other day, and I talked with her about this, and I was like, they introduced the snake bit in season 1, and we never saw it again. And then Ragnar was playing with snakes all through season, like, 4, and even a bit of season 3, if I remember. Like, there's been snakes everywhere for a while.
Season 4, first part was Ragnar seeing the door of Valhalla. So yeah, he's gonna die, and probably with snakes.
Well, he's gonna die, and then I knew he was gonna die. Like, I had the feeling. But then the idea of the snake bit came back to me, like, and especially since we knew that Ayla was going to be the one doing it, I was like, no, I mean, come on. But they're not going to use anything else, or they could use the snake bit.
I don't know for you, but I think that it's good writing, the way that they slowly introduce us about this foreshadowing.
A show is not badly written if people can guess what's going to happen. I think actually a show is well written if people can guess, because it means that it's that's logical way.
Why I just said.
No, that's it. Like, I'm just adding on to what you said. This is just the way the story was meant to go, and them introducing it in season 1. I mean, I think it's the thing about writing about people that actually existed. Like, I know they take a lot of liberties in the show, but we always knew, or people that know about Ragnar always knew he was going to die. I don't know if he actually died this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he died that way. Yeah.
But then, I mean, you go off of that, and then you can guess and stuff, and just add little details, like adding the snake pit in season 1 was no coincidence for sure.
Like, you know it's there, but it's just in a small part of your mind, and you just kind of forget about it. But then they just brought it back suddenly. You're like, oh my god, it's true! They talk about it in first season. Yeah.
I knew I was gonna cry this episode. By the way, like the waterworks came. I think it was less intense. Like, I remember Athelstan dying. I was crying even into the conversation after the discussion that followed, because that was so unexpected.
I was so on verge to just cry my heart out.
You didn't cry much.
But I got tears in my eyes. But when I saw all the flashback of Athelstan, Lagertha, Gida, young Bjorn, I was even Rollo.
That was really hard.
All those that he loved, all those that he that betrayed him, all those that he lost.
Yeah, the people that he cared about, basically.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, when he was in the pit, I was crying. I was like, there is one thing they could do that would make me lose my shit even more, was when he looks up and he sees, like, the people surrounding the hole. I was like, if he ends up seeing Athelstan somehow, or the people he loves again, just looking on to him and just, like, being there for him and stuff, I'm gonna lose my shit. And they didn't do it, and I was like, thank you, because I can take much more. But it was, I mean, we knew this was gonna happen. This is the thing when the character makes the decision himself to choose death.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it easier, but it gives me, at least it's not like I was robbed of a chance to keep on following Ragnar. Like, he chose this. So, in a way, I can say he's finally resting wherever he is. And since in this show, supernatural stuff, like, is real. Like, we saw many things that led me to believe that supernatural stuff is real in this world. So I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna see him again. Maybe in his son's dreams, maybe to support. But wherever he is right now, I know he's just finally resting.
With what you said, I just thought about something. Like, in first season, when we saw his tinted eyes, like, were so much alive, basically, we kind of saw the same thing.
His tainted eyes.
His eyes, they were more blue than they were supposed to be. Yeah.
Not tainted.
And sorry, bad English. We kind of saw the same thing.
At the end, his eye was pretty blue.
So even at that, he was way more alive than he used to be before.
He's on to another adventure. A whole new other adventure. And I love that he gave the cross to Athelstan's son, by the way. I don't want to forget about that. So farewell, Ragnar.
Oh man.
I hate this. But I'm ready to follow the sons now. We haven't seen Rollo and Bjorn for a while, so I don't know where they are. And Ivar is so fucking ready to lay fire.
What do you think that Rollo would do when he learned that his brother is dead? Because he went back with the Viking to raid and explore.
Rollo...
You think he can do something about it?
Rollo was ready to kill his brother. It was it's always been a possibility. Anger? Yeah. Is he gonna help? Maybe.
You said that he was ready to kill his own brother, but even when he was just in front of him, he just beat the shit out of him.
It was more at this moment. Yeah, but at this moment, it was more about just showing the other how years of anger, you know, all the years of anger he's been keeping inside of him. But the thing is, maybe he's gonna be angry, but now he has a country to think about and a family to think about. So I'm not sure he's gonna help, but he could. He totally could. Lagertha is definitely going to do something. But the thing is, I wonder if Lagertha, Ivar, and the other sons can lay to the side their feud so they can band together to exact revenge. Because right now, it's nice that Ivar, Uba, and Vitzig want revenge, but with what army?
Yeah, I think that maybe they will, because Ragnar has Ivar to be smart about his revenge and about his future. So if Lagertha can give him an army to avenge his father, he's gonna put maybe his anger and his hate aside
Let's see, he was...
for that moment, and after that he's gonna maybe take his revenge on her.
What piece of the chessboard did he give him? Was it the king?
The king, I think.
He was crushing that piece, but to me it's like, you have to swallow up your anger right now and think about a strategy, because you're not going to get anything you want if you lash out. Right now he might want to lash out Lagertha, and he wants to lash out at Egbert, but he can't do both, not yet. He needs Lagertha maybe to attack Egbert. And there's also the matter of Bjorn coming back. I don't know how he's going to react. He's not going to be happy, but he will also want to have his revenge for his dad. So the brothers need revenge, but they can't do it. They can't, go after Egbert without an army, and Lagertha has the army right now. So, and if they go after Lagertha now, they might lose even more people. So they need to think about this, and I'm really excited about next episode to see what they do. So, okay.
That was a long discussion.
We're gonna dry the tears. They're gone. And we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's gonna be on Patreon soon. Check it out. The link is in the description.
So don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch it now. And if not, we're gonna see you pretty much later this week for the next one, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.